Hello there and welcome back. In this video, we are going to continue our Kubernetes journey, and I'm going to show you how you can use the vertical pod autoscaler. So vertical pod autoscaler is, let's load the page, vertical pod autoscaler is an autoscaler for Kubernetes, and it is going to be able to adjust the CPU and RAM resources for your pods based on demand. So it's not going to create new pods while it's autoscaling, but rather increase the resources available for the pods. And by default, you have the horizontal autoscaler, but for the vertical autoscaler, you need to do some adjustments on your Kubernetes infrastructure. So this is what I'm going to show you how you can deploy and use. So autoscaler. Good. In order to set up the vertical pod autoscaler, we have to do the following. So basically, we are going to define deployment, and inside this deployment, we will have an Nginx instance, and it will have 100 CPU and 128 memory defined, and an Nginx service. And once we have deployed this deployment, apply -f deployment. Let's wait for them to be created. We will have to deploy the vertical pod autoscalers, and we have to deploy the CRD, which is a custom resource definition. And it's running good. So this is the CRD that we have to deploy, and we have to also deploy the RBAC, which is the role-based access control. And once we have deployed it, we can use the get custom resource definition and grep for the vertical. Grep for the vertical. And there it is. So now what we can do is to also install the metric server for Kubernetes. And in order to install the metric server, what we have to do is to download the components.yaml from the metric server's GitHub site and edit it. So here we have to scroll down and add 2 arguments for the container. One of the arguments is the insecure TLS, and the other one is going to be the aspect that we want to monitor. Let's save it and use the kubectl apply -f components, and kubectl get pods -n kube system should show us when the metric server is up and available. So let's go back to the vertical autoscaling, and we have our custom resource definitions, and we have our deployment. So now we have to define the vertical pod autoscaler settings. So vi vpa.yaml, and basically we want to use the update mode for auto, and that's technically it. Here we specify what resource we want to monitor and update the parameters accordingly. And let's apply it. kubectl apply -f vpa. That's great. And now what we have to do is to open up another window. This is one, this is the other. And here in the other window, I'm going to scroll down and use the kubectl indicates master, kubectl get top pods dash n default kubectl top pod. So kubectl top pods, and here you can see that this is idle at the moment. Now I can use the kubectl get pod and kubectl exec -it and use the pod name with the bash shell. And inside the pod, if we want to drastically increase the memory utilization and the CPU utilization, we can use this yes piped to the dev null in the background. And now, if we check the pods, you can see that this is the 1M CPU core, which is going to be utilized. And now it's increasing, 752. And basically, when you have 1000M, it means that it is using one virtual cores. And now, if we go ahead and use the kubectl get pods dash get pods, we can see that this is running. And the kubectl describe pod here, if we scroll up, this is the request, which was basically requested for this resource. But since the autoscaler kicked in, it is able now to go above that 100, and it is currently consuming this amount. And we can also use the kubectl get VPA, as you can see, and if we describe it, kubectl describe VPA, we can see that these are the related parameters. So that's how you can deploy the vertical pod autoscaler. One thing that we can do is to exit out of this pod, or let's bring this foreground and stop it. And here we can check the top pods. It should start decreasing, yes. Every 15 seconds, I think the metrics are collected. So this should start going down. And then we can also use the kubectl delete VPA. Let's exit from the pod. Kubectl delete VPA. It was successfully deleted. Let's check the utilization. And now, if I go back and you know what? Kubectl delete pod. Let's delete it. And then wait for the get pods, container creation. It's running. And now I can use the exec once again. Kubectl exec -it and bash. And yes, dev null and the end sign. And let's check the pods utilization. It should max out at around 100 or something like that. Kubectl top nodes, and it's on Kate's worker A. And here it is still looking like it's using the VPA. But why? Maybe I should undeploy it. So kubectl and delete VPA, kubectl delete deployment. Good. Get pod. Let's apply the deployment. and kubectl get pods, top pods, and not yet available. And kubectl get pods, it's running. So now the thingy should start working again. So that was all I wanted to show you. See you in the next one.